What happens when you put a baseball team, a homeless person, and the Korean Donald Trump on a train with zombies? My name is Steven, and we're talking Flix. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Talking Flix. Today we're talking Train to Busan, which hands down is one of the most insane movies that I've ever seen. It has you on the edge of your seat, and I could literally carry my heart on my hand with how intense it was. And let me tell you this much. A zombie movie is not supposed to make you feel feels, man. To help me out with this discussion today, I have Sebastian. Welcome.
Yo. What's up, brother?
He's another one of the contributors here on Geeks Unlimited. He had seen this movie prior to me, and I heard great things about this movie. What do you think of the movie?
Oh, I think the movie was freaking awesome. I mean, first of all, it's on Netflix. Home one day, put it on. I was like, what is this? Watched it, and I was like, wow. It for what they did in this movie, it was Oscar worthy. And honestly, it's one of those movies where people are like, oh, why don't you dub it? You cannot dub this movie. It would ruin the performance. It's just one of those movies that catches you off guard. And like you said, the feels that you feel in the movie, everybody's character was just played perfect. And I got something to blow your mind away, which I'm still looking for. There's actually a prequel to the movie.
Oh, way ahead of you, and I was going to mention it later on, but miles up there right now. For anyone who has seen the movie and knows how great it was, they made an animated prequel to it. But it looks just as intense, and hey, it's animated, so you know what? They could do a lot more that they couldn't do in a live-action movie. And the one good... Well, first off, it's a Korean movie. That's why Sebastian mentioned that it was dubbed. That it should be dubbed. And yeah, of course, you have subtitles on it, but you know what? It takes nothing away from the movie. And somehow they were able to capture these action sequences, and with very, very minimal effects. After a while, a lot of the major zombies are all CGI, but those are just for major scenes for outside. But like the title states, it's a train to Busan, and everything is filmed in that one train. They do a lot of continuous shots from them trying to get from one side of the car to another side of the car, and to have them choreograph a fight and a bunch of attacks with just moving the camera within the car takes a whole nother level of skill.
Let's talk how well put together that was. That was just the zombies, when they were going into the tunnels. You have to see it, this movie, the way how they portrayed that, how they figured everything out. It's like it was a natural progression on how they figured out how to get through each subway car. And then the scenarios that they put them through. For the time frame that this movie was filmed, there was a lot of intensity, and especially, again, when they were moving around the cars. That was just... You were left at the edge of your seat, okay, how are they going to get through this next? This made you love each and every character through it. So it's through all these intense scenes, you're like, I hope my character makes it through.
You know what character I'm talking about. It's the COO. He was the actual villain in this entire movie. You had zombies left and right, people just getting ripped apart, but there was the one guy who, like I mentioned in the opening, is what I believe the Korean version of Donald Trump would be, and how he would react if he were placed on a train with a bunch of zombies. The one thing about any zombie movie is that it always brings out the worst in people, or the best in people, and this captured it really well for a lot of these characters. You saw how fear drove these people to make the decisions. I'm going to leave someone behind. I'm going to sacrifice someone else. I'm going to sacrifice myself to save someone. And this character, the COO, he is the ultimate selfish. He has to drop his title because he's so important that he needs to make it to Busan before anyone else. And no matter what, I'm throwing you under the bus, or not really under the bus. I'm throwing you to the zombies in order to save my own skin.
He does. I mean, he probably was the hated character. I mean, it goes back to the fact that all his actions, even though they were despicable, a lot of it made him a natural villain because it was kind of like out of fear. He was scared for himself, so he was basically pretty much, my life means more than yours. I'm going to use you to get out of here. And there was like instances that he used that selfishness to basically control like people's emotions going through the scene. It's like you kept putting yourself like, how would people react in a zombie movie? How would they react in a zombie scene? And I think this called perfect reactions. Like, you had the father daughter, you had the husband with the pregnant wife.
Which, by the way, I've never seen a pregnant woman run so much in any movie
No.
ever.
That give it to her, give it up. I mean, come on, you being chased by flesh-eating zombies, you're gonna run.
You're motivated.
But it's like every scene when you thought that they were safe, it's like, no, you had that minute of safe, but then the intensity just ramped up. Most of the movie takes place on the train. But there are instances like when they pull up to a train station, the intensity that ramps up there, it's like, it's always like the quiet before the storm. And when the storm comes, it hits hard.
And let's talk about the zombies. You have your different types of zombies depending on the continuity. You have your slow walkers from Night of the Living Dead. You have your super fast zombies from 28 Days Later. And you have your somewhere in the mix zombie, but mostly about horde zombies from The Walking Dead. This one, I say mix the rage virus from 28 Days Later and the virus from The Walking Dead. Because you had zombies who were super fast, transformed like within a couple of minutes. And when grouped together, completely unstoppable.
You look at World War Z versus the zombies from this movie. I just felt like if you had to compare the two, Train to Busan really captured it really well versus World War Z. And you're right, it's kind of like you take the rage virus from 28 Days Later and you mix it with The Walking Dead with the horde. It's like you just have a nightmare. The only other time you kind of saw a horde that was very dangerous, that moved that fast, was what was it? I believe it was the Day of the Dead remake with Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
That was another one where you had the horde, but even then, I mean, as scary as that was, that Train to Busan really put a lot of these other movies on notice because, again, because that's probably something I would compare close to because, again, you had that character drama and you started to like the characters. This had a lot of that. And it's like, that's something I go with modern zombie movies, but they lose out. Like when you look at the Resident Evil series, you had that in the first movie, but then as the movie progressed, and as fun as those movies are, you lose that in that movies. But Train to Busan just kept it going. It's like, and even like I'm not gonna ruin the end because I think people should watch this. The bitter end. It's like you said in the beginning. It's like it's one of those movies that actually kind of made you had feels, and the actors who did it, they did it well, and you can't really like honestly. I would say people should just really do watch it subtitled. Quite frankly, it would ruin the performances. It would be similar. I feel like it would come out like Rumble in the Bronx with the horrible dub.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's what would happen. It's that natural performance that's there that would be missed in a dub version. And again, there are a lot of characters in the movie that you can like. There are characters that you'll hate. There are moments that you're like, what the hell? Like, damn, that sucks. I want that character. And it's just one of those movies that you have to put on your list to watch. Like, you know what? Let me watch Train to Busan. Just put it on. It's on Netflix. Let's go. Netflix, sponsor me.
I've seen a lot of horror movies. I've seen a lot of zombie movies, but Train to Busan just jumped to the top of my list. Really, I can't say whether it's number one quite yet. Definitely jumped into a top 3.
I agree. I mean, it works its way up there. Like again, I can't put it in the number 1 spot because there are a lot of movies that, in that horror genre, that it's hard to compete with. Like I said, when it comes to a horror, I look for what's the character drama. Like The Thing. The Thing was a character drama. It wasn't about the creature. That's why a lot of people were upset with the prequel because it really lost that. Train to Busan has that, but with zombies, it's like you love the character. Even the zombies were very characteristic in their own way. And that's why it's like it can be up there because again, it does give you those chills, those feels, and all that. It does work emotions for you. You get to a scene where everybody's choosing, okay, what are we gonna do with this? Like when fear starts to take over, you start to pay attention to people, and they're like, oh wow. Like even the attendants that started helping with the Donald Trump type guy. He was pretty good in the scene. And again, it goes to that thing too, like what do you do in this situation when fear takes over rationality? Like I can't say like what led me to like this movie was the natural progression of how it starts. It's like basically pretty much in the beginning there's no zombie apocalypse, everything's just normal, and it's just a normal day that's going by. And then all of a sudden, as they get on this train, stuff starts happening on the outside world that they don't know yet. But then stuff starts to happen. That's that natural progression I like. And then that's good storytelling. That's what draws you in. And then again, with each character actually has an overlapping story arc that's with them. Like the father had his overlapping story arc. And even though you don't see his employee much, just even by the brief conversations that he had with his coworker, it's like, oh wait, what's going on? That again lent to that drama that was there.
So guys, if you have not seen this movie, please, just this weekend, take the time, watch it. It's highly, 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 highly recommended. If I'm able to find a copy of the animated series, I'll put a link down in the description so anyone can enjoy it. Sebastian, I appreciate you stopping by, helping me out with this discussion. Tell people a little bit about what you're involved in.
You can find me on the web on Sebastian Bonet art on Instagram, Facebook. You can also find me on the Geeks Unlimited channel, which you'll see the show soon. Nerds of the Round, representing Geeks Unlimited. You also find me at inbeyondmag.com. That's INBEONMAG.com. We have geek articles that come out all the time representing the community. And also SebastianBonetArt.net. I'm pretty sure you'll see a lot of the stuff in the description below. And also to check out my comic Dead Planet, like horror. Dead Planet is out. Be out the Rhode Island Comic Con in November.
And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, join the notification squad. And until the next one.